Hello, sir.
Hello. Hi.
How's it going, man? How's it going, Mr.
Uh,
Joseph Sweden? Sweden, is
Sweden.
that nice? Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you. How's it going?
Likewise. And what's your name?
My name is Libiano. You can call me Libiano.
Okay, Libiano. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess this is a defend. It just said defend your religion.
Yeah.
Now the argument you were having with the last guy on ball, I didn't quite understand the context behind it.
Yeah. So he was arguing that Jesus could have not been a Muslim because Jesus called his God Father.
But
Um,
Jesus is God for us, and so that's something to keep in mind. So
yeah. No,
it's not. Yeah,
I
yeah,
understand that,
yeah.
sir.
Okay.
So his argument was that Jesus called God Father, and therefore he does not qualify to be a Muslim. And I said, well, we don't actually have a problem with Jesus calling God Father, nor the prophets calling God Father, as long as it was said and meant in the correct sense, which the prophets are infallible and they don't say what is wrong about God.
Did
And
any other
so,
prophet call him father?
of course,
Which one?
Isaiah and Moses.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
Now this was from you had a thing from Hosea, correct?
Yeah. Hosea chapter 2.
Chapter 2. And if we look at the context of that verse, that was 16, I think you said
Yeah,
2:16,
that's right.
right? And so, like, we get to the beginning of the chapter, and we get to verse 8,
Uh huh.
and so this is a chapter which is using the actions of an unfaithful woman as a comparison to the Israelites being unfaithful to God, correct?
That's right.
And so in that we see, chapter, verse 8, so corn, wine, and oil, multiplied silver and gold used in the service of Baal. And then we see, obviously he's issuing a corrective. He's taking away what is rightfully his as opposed to Baal's. Uh, Verse 10 is about her unfaithfulness. Um,
Yeah.
and then we get to 13, visiting her upon her the days of Baalim, to whom she burnt incense.
Yeah.
This is, again, these are references to unfaithfulness. So my
Right.
question is, how does verse 16 apply? They weren't supposed to worship Baal. They weren't supposed to
I
call
never,
him
I
Baal,
never, I never claimed that they worshipped Baal. That
but they
was,
did.
yeah, I know, and I didn't say that they worshipped. That they thought that God was Baal and that God told them to
Well,
worship.
but they were praying to Baal. That's the whole point of the
Yeah, but
chapter,
so why does God say, "Don't call me Baal anymore"?
because he's not Baal.
So they
Baal is a
called,
false god.
so yeah, they called him Baal.
They literally went to worship false gods. That's
No,
the whole
not
point.
worship, not worship. Not talking about that. Did they call the God of Israel Baal?
That okay, what does it matter if they called him the god?
Did
If they
they, did
called
they,
him,
did they, did they do that or not?
yeah, they did. They were wrong. That's the whole
Okay,
point.
they're not wrong because
No,
God
they're
said.
absolute. The whole point of the
Okay,
prophecy is that
just
they're
one, just one
wrong.
second. Just one second. Just 1 second. We're gonna see about that. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just open. Go to the first part of the
Yeah.
chapter.
No, we're not. We're not just gonna do that. We're gonna pull it up here in 1 second. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We're in we're in Isaiah 54:5, where God says,
Why are we moving from Hosea?
to give context.
The
So he
context is in
says,
Hosea.
that's right. Well, can you just calm down, sir? Thank you.
I
For your
can.
Yeah, so just calm down. I'm just gonna read the text, okay? Thank you so much.
I'm calm.
So it says, "For your
Wouldn't want to
maker,
affect the old ticker.
yeah, for your maker is your husband." Do you know the word used for husband in the Hebrew?
No, I don't know Hebrew.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you. The word right here is it's ball.
Really?
Really, because ball in
No.
Hebrew.
Can you scroll out a little bit?
Yep, there we go. We're in Isaiah. It's used in Genesis and Deuteronomy 22.
All right, let's try this. I
Chronicles.
realize
Here we
that.
go. Here we go. Wait.
Mhm.
Isaiah 54:5. That's an occurrence. For your husband is your maker. The word is
Mhm.
your Baal. So
Okay.
God uses the
Here.
term.
Okay. let's
Yeah,
try this.
just
If I may,
let me finish my point, please.
Sure.
The point is, God uses the Hebrew term Baal and applies it to himself because the term simply means husband or master in the Hebrew. However, because of its idolatrous association with false deities, he tells the Israelites to not use this name no longer.